So when people travel in bus, train, and otherwise, they are all craving all the time for time against their bosses, their workplaces, and about their personal life even. Personal life gets affected because of your workplace's issues, and workplace gets affected because of your personal issues. You realize that, and you think that there are no solution available to this. When somebody suggests that there is a solution, people think that this is all bullshit. Boss को तेल मारने का है. That is what people say, and that is what I have been listening to. I have 25 years of experience, and all this time I had friction with various people. But out of those 25 years, the direct confrontation was for 12 years. After that, I started recognizing what my skill sets were and how I can be different. Uh, The difference that I established actually put me into limelight, despite having all the politics at workplace that happens, despite all the personal issues that happens, like you, like anybody else. Personal issues are there for everybody, but how to utilize your skill sets, because each of us is born with some skill sets. Do you know about that? If you know, then utilize that. If you can utilize it yourself, then you wouldn't be here with looking at viewing my webinar, right? So I'm Sangeeta, and I am a leadership growth mentor. And what I do is I help people to fix their problem. You need to save your energy first, because that is where your energy is getting wasted. You are a talented person, you are a potential person, but all the time what happens is your mind is working on the negative side of whatever you see, whatever you are going through. Do you agree with me that there are always two sides of every coin? So whatever is said to you, whatever situation is there happening to you, there is a positive side as well. But less than 1% of time we are able to see that. Why? Because our mind gets oriented with negativity so much that we haven't trained our mind to see that. Now let me share three secrets with you. The first is to have resourcefulness, which will establish you to be different. Then you will prove yourself, because you are already working, right? You are working 8 hours a day every morning at office. So why not convert that into resilience, into solving a problem? Do you solve a problem? No, you do nokri. You do a job, right? Whatever the boss says, only you do that. Have you thought of your growth? No, na. So those are the things. See how I came to know about resourcefulness. My first experience of resourcefulness happened when I attended a HR workshop, and in that HR workshop, I am not from a HR background. In that HR workshop, everybody was required to um, present their organization's HR policy. My organization, I was representing a small organization, and that organization didn't have HR policy. I designed that HR policy and presented. So that was my first experience of uh, resourcefulness. So likewise, I went on to do five big projects. Many of you would have done many significant things in your life. When you talk amongst yourself in friend circle, you tell what all you have done. Now that is part of the gappebaji, right? But actually you have done the work. But do you give yourself credit for all that you have done? If you compile all that you have done in your entire career, it will be a Mahabharat, it will be a Ramayana. And you tell that story to your friends, you will go on and tell that story to your son, your daughter afterwards, right? Or If they're already grown up, then you will share those stories. So what you are sharing, your success stories you are sharing, right? So if you are successful, if you think yourself to be successful, why not give yourself credit for that? Now if you give yourself credit, then you will know what you are good at. If you know what you are good at, that is your uniqueness. Because whatever you are doing, that is unique, that is according to you. Of course you are doing something very different and useful for your organization, right? But when it comes to define that as a quality, as a special uniqueness, you don't do that, right? So herein what I am suggesting you is, outline whatever you are doing significant or in a very unique way. Outline that as your uniqueness and build on that. It will take time to establish whatever you are doing as your own thing. That requires resilience, right? So take time to establish that you are anyways doing that, so you don't have to do anything extra. You just have to give a direction, a mold to whatever you are doing. The third thing is, when once you establish that as your resilience, your unique point, then you will start influencing people, because everybody then starts knowing you as a person, as the go-to person for this problem. You are the person who is there to solve the problem, right? So that is the third thing. And the fourth thing is prominence. That happens afterwards. Once you get sufficient experience about something, then there is a time. Let me discuss that as part of secret 3. So secret number 1 is being resourceful, and that is how you establish your uniqueness. For that, I have this tool. You can use my drip framework, which is about differentiation, whatever is differentiating you, the resourcefulness, the resilience, the importance, and the prominence. That thing you need to first design for yourself, right? And why you need resourcefulness? Because in coming time, companies are going to hire on the basis of resourcefulness rather any education qualification or anything else, because covid has taught us that unless you are resourceful, you are not going to overcome the crisis situations, and crises are going to come. So these are the big companies like IBM and all. They have already decided this, so this is high time that you should learn about your resourcefulness. The second secret is, office will be office, life will be life, problem will be always there. How if you solve one problem, there will be another problem tomorrow. If you solve an official problem, there will be a problem in your personal life tomorrow. Right now, if you are solving a official problem right now, you might be having a personal problem. Problems will always be there. How to deal with that? So I have a formula called AHAP method: attitude, action, habit, and perception. Right? So, very negative people in your surrounding, especially your boss, that person can be molded. There is a trick to it. You have to know yourself first to mold that person, because that person is always looking whether you are doing any dhoka to him. धोखा करता है कुछ, चीटिंग बाजी करता है क्या? That is what he will be always suspicious about you. So you need to know yourself, what is your way of going through any program, because you are different, I am different, everybody is different. So you have a style of functioning. You have to know that style of functioning, whatever is that, you need to know that. Once you know that, you will be able to, in that style only, you can influence your boss, influence your colleagues, your everybody you can influence, right? Now that influence style is very different for everybody. For you it is different, for me it is different. everybody is different, so the style will be always different. So you need to know which style you have. That is secret number 2. For every problem there will be situation and you need to solve that in your style. That is secret number 2. Problems will be there, mind you, always. And that doesn't mean that you will go to negativity. No, you can solve that problem. That is secret number 2. And secret number 3 is, when you gather so much of experience, so much of information, so much of everything, what happens is, uh, you will be you will be required at this, required at that. Suppose you five senior people are there in your company. Five senior people are there in your company. So if you solve a problem for person number 1 and person number 2, or all of them, then everybody will start, and they are all dealing with five different things. Five senior people, no, they will not be dealing with just one thing. No, they will be dealing with five different things. So if you are able to solve five kinds of problem for five people, then everybody will, like say, khicho you. They will pull you towards them. Now if they pull you towards them, how you will you will be managing all of them, right? That is secret number 3, as to how you will manage all the five, because they are all seniors. You cannot, like say, go against anybody. You cannot किसी के साथ दुश्मनी नहीं ले सकते भाई. So how to manage all those and those five kind of thing? Like say, I'll give one example to you. I have done, if you come to my regular webinar, I'll tell you, or if you are watching all my videos, then you also will know that I did agriculture sometime, HR sometime, technology sometime, and analysis, Excel analysis sometime, project reporting sometime, monitoring, tracking sometime. Now, all that I have integrated into one thing. Now all those things which are livelihood related, I have put them as solar efficient, disaster resilient, sustainable, affordable housing for economically weaker section of the society. You know, everything comes in there. Now with that you can influence, so that has become my prominent factor. I have made myself distinguished by integrating that, because it is about making a person, a poor person, rich and abundant, sufficiently, like say sufficiently abundant, so that he can manage his own thing and he doesn't go to the poverty cycle again. That is what I do. That is what I have done previously. So that was part of my experience. So this is, I am going to manipulate into one thing. So that is what you need to do. Find everything together, integrate into one, and post or make that into your significance, your signature thing. Right? These are secret number 3. Now, these are what you need to learn. Now, you will ask me, so many people have asked whether they need this. Do you think you need this? Don't you don't you think you need this to know? Yes, of course you need to know. Otherwise you will be working, you will be a knocker all your life. You will be doing job, uh, routine job, nothing else. But if you do this, the same thing, if you mold into a separate thing, then it becomes resourceful influence. That is what I teach. So you can do it yourself, but it will take time. If somebody with experience like me can teach you, then it will be faster, right? And do you invest in this? Of course you can invest. Otherwise you have to go to many people and do the same thing, learn the same thing. It will take time. Somebody has learned and she is teaching you. Why don't you take it? Any objection on that? Do you give me permission to tell you that how I help people? It is a very simple thing. What I'll do is, I will take 15 classes. In each of the classes, actually in the first introductory classes, you will tell me your problems, right? Problems are the same but in different forms. The same boss ka story will be in five forms. The same productivity issue will be five forms. 5, 10, 15 forms I have seen. I have listed down like a lot of problems. People come with different names, you know. Sometimes they are in competition with somebody. That is why they are saying they are feeling restless because the other person is growing. Then sometimes they tell it as comparison, sometimes tell it fear of failure. So all these things will be there. So what I do is in the initial class I take down all your problem, then I'll give you a customized solution. The base is always the same, and we take 15 classes for that. What you will do is you will go through all the classes in the online space. You will do it at your space. Every week we will do one class, we'll do a question answer class. In that class you will resolve your problem. And every this is 15 weeks, we will do this continuously till your problem gets resolved and you become proficient in whatever you are doing, right? But it will continue lifelong. Till you want, you will take my help. Why? Because everybody needs a coach. You know, I may need you at times also. So, what happens? It is a give and take. It is a give and take. And that is how, because you will learn lifelong every time, and there will be a community of people from whom you also can learn. So, that is all that I propose, right? And if you see value in this, you can say valuable. And if you have further questions, you can write those questions below this video. And also, any way you want to talk to me, you can talk. So thank you for being here and watching this. Thank you.